This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Yay, it's Friday.
It is Friday.
And we might lose power.
Well, yeah, probably.
Just throwing that out there now.
There's some storms going on. We may lose power. We may lose signal. We may lose both.
Or none of the above. Who
Or
knows?
none of the above, and this may be perfectly fine. But we're warning you in advance.
Just giving you a heads up.
If everything dies, it's because of a storm.
You'll know why.
Yeah, so, yay!
Hooray. It's the little things.
It is the little things that really get to you, you know?
It does.
You know?
It's
just what it is.
It's the meaning of life and all that good jazz.
Right. You know, there are a lot of...
Circle of life.
Right. Yes, that one there. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of little things.
A lot
of little things that bother me.
It does.
And annoy me.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of little things that just don't make any sense. But apparently you found one.
You're welcome.
You found a set of little
We're
things.
going to do that in the... no, we're going to wait on that. Oh, we're going to let
That
this...
we're going to wait on?
Yeah, we're going to let this marinate in the
right.
in the second hour. I have...
That's, yeah.
I'm usually not a fan of anything on the Instagrams, but I have found something
He found a thing.
that
So
it's majestic, really.
so in the second hour, just know
That
you might
become suicidal.
everybody might die.
There's a slim possibility that you might
Want to kill somebody.
be suicidal by the time it's over with.
Maybe.
So.
Maybe.
Just know that I am not held responsible.
Yes, you are. You're the one that found this.
No,
I'm
well, no.
holding you responsible
I am not
because you're
responsible.
sharing it with people. That's your responsibility. That is you.
But that's not how that works.
That is how that works. That's exactly how that works.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
how that
that's
works.
it.
That's not. I mean, I like how you're thinking, but no, that's not. It's not my fault.
That's how it works.
It's not my fault.
This is what you're doing.
Well, until then,
You're doing this.
not right now. In the second hour.
Okay.
Okay.
You're doing this in the second hour.
Second hour.
Until then, here's our first story. See, the state of Texas this week declared that performing transgender sex reassignment surgeries on minors constitutes child abuse.
I really want to do the typical minor joke. As in, they can make their own decisions. I mean, they have a dangerous
Obviously.
job and
Right, yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
But wrong minor.
But it's the wrong minor.
Wrong minor.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but it's still funny.
Yes. Republican Governor Greg Abbott made the announcement on Thursday after receiving the conclusive response on the matter from the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services Commissioner Jamie Masters.
Good.
Yeah, Abbott has reportedly...
Hey, Abbott. I wonder.
I hate that guy.
I understand. And I know this is a slight tangent. I understand that he's a governor. But somebody
somebody has had to go.
Somebody's had to have done
at
that.
least once in his life.
If not, I desperately, I want to. If I ever,
why don't we just call him live on the radio?
I don't think it works that way. If I ever, and I want it to be in public in front of people, not just on the radio. I want to be standing there. I want to be able to do that because I want to be able to do the whole, hey, I want to see what happens.
That'd be pretty good.
I'd probably get, I'd probably get shunned.
Probably.
Frowned at, a lot. But I really want to do it because it makes me giggle, So that's the route I think we're going to go. But anyway.
Possibly. Anyway, hey, Abbott had reportedly directed the DFPS.
The who?
The Department of Family and Protective Services.
I've never...
Yeah,
I've never liked how all the different states have a different name for it.
It's just this state's version of Child Protective Services.
No, and I know that.
CPS. It's Texas CPS.
Yeah, no, and I get
why
that.
do you change the name?
But that was my question. Is why? Why are we different now?
Anyway. To issue a determination on whether, quote, genital mutilation of a child on purpose for purposes of gender transitioning through reassignment surgery constitutes child abuse.
I would think so. I'm not a doctor, but my
Well,
assessment would
in
say
the response letter in the response letter, Jamie Masters determined that it is definitely.
Oh, good.
It is,
Well, I'm
it is definitely
glad Jamie Masters has
Yeah.
his junk together.
Yeah, well, that's the director of Child Protective Services in Texas.
No, I got that, but I'm saying I'm glad
thankfully,
he at least got his junk together because
Yeah, genital mutilation, this is a quote, of a child through reassignment surgery is child abuse, Masters wrote in the letter. No. The surgical procedure physically alters a child's genitalia for non-medical purposes, potentially inflicting irreversible harm to the children's body.
yeah, you're literally taking a knife
And
changing
slicing something
Yeah,
off.
you're cutting something off. You're cutting, you're stitching, you're sewing, you're moving, you're propping. That's
Yeah.
that's definitely a bad thing. That's
Yep.
dangerous.
Yep.
Anyway,
In her letter,
Uh-huh.
Masters spelled out a legal responsibility that professionals who witness suspected abuse have under Texas law.
okay.
Pursuant to Texas Family Code Section 261 DAT
Okay.
101,
Okay.
a professional who has, quote, cause to believe, end quote, a child has been or may be abused, must report that belief to DFPS within 48 hours after the professional's first suspects the abuse.
Okay.
A professional may not delegate to or rely on another person to make the report. Professionals, including teachers, nurses, doctors, daycare employees, and others,
etc.,
who are either licensed by the state or work in facility licensed or operated by the state, or who have direct contact with children through their jobs. Failure to make a timely report about suspected abuse is considered a Class A misdemeanor and could result in jail time.
Wow.
The commissioner added that allegations involving genital mutilation of children through reassignment surgery will promptly and thoroughly be investigated, and any appropriate actions will be taken.
Well, I would hope so. I mean,
They will be taken.
I would hope so.
It will be done.
You don't go through the rigmarole and not.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't do that.
Masters also noted in the letter that, quote, it may be warranted for the following conditions, including, but not limited to, a child whose body parts have been affected by illness or trauma,
Okay.
who is born with medical verifiable genetic disorders of sexual development. So this is the cases in which
Legitimate
causes,
hermaphroditic
yeah.
situations. Okay.
Yeah, this is the legitimate cause for having to do something down below for a child,
Yeah.
such as the presence of both,
Again,
tissues.
the actual hermaphroditic
Right,
situation.
yes. Or who does not have a normal sex chromosome structure for male or female as determined through genetic testing. Those are the only places and times in which, so you got three options, basically three options in which that is okay. Otherwise, it is literally destroying your child.
Good on Texas. I see. Again, a child should not be thinking about that stuff in the first place. It should not be enforced on them. It should not be imposed on them. They should be learning to cope with life. Learn how to deal with life and the situations of life.
That's life.
That's life. That's what they always say. But no, seriously, like the way they've made this thing. Well, a child should know this, and I said, no, because here's what's funny is they want these kids to be this educated, know all this stuff about sex, and make all these decisions, and do all these things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and then turn around and complain because
These children are making these decisions at an early age.
Well, I was gonna say, or they start doing things at a very early age. And
That's
then
what I
they're
mean.
shocked.
They're making the bigger decisions.
Oh yeah, they're taking those steps, and you find my little 8-year-old child was doing, caught him doing this. Well, maybe if
you
you
shouldn't have.
hadn't and I'm not saying that you don't talk to
Talk to
kids,
children, sure, be
You
responsible
definitely
about it.
do that, but there's again, parent. You don't. You parent. That's kind of
called parentage.
literally-
You're supposed to parent it.
It's just literally in the name. Parent.
It's
your
it's,
child.
It's quite apparent what it should be doing.
I see what you did there
Thank you.
with the
Thank you.
parent.
It's a dad joke.
I sees that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just that kids at that age, 8 years old, sex, sexuality, who they are, what they think, like that part of it,
Shouldn't even be a thing.
not even
a thought
not
in
even
this
a
kid's head.
glimpse on the horizon at that point.
And
Because-
that's the problem. So we've actually had, funny enough, because of how society is, I've had to have this conversation already with my oldest.
No.
We've already had to have these talks. And
The
it's not,
talk.
yeah, pretty much. And it's not because we, my wife and I over there,
I was gonna say.
we, this way, I was going that way.
Yeah.
because the door's
I was
over
gonna
there.
say I'm not in on this.
Yeah, no. It's not because we have been pushing the idea of heavily sexualization or whatever else. It's kind of the opposite. But she sees it on TV. She had friends at school that talked about it and decided to push the idea. She decided to go online and look up stuff that she wasn't supposed to be looking at, and the process continued.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that process started from something that was supposed to be innocuous
It usually is, and that's why I'm like
on YouTube.
And the bad part is it's because of those things that they start thinking about it, and it embeds that seed. And again, I'm not saying that it's not something that at some point a human being should want to try and figure out. You absolutely should. But at 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, no, that's not
That's
it.
not necessary to think about.
No, you need to kind of get used to, taking care of yourself, doing a routine in life, getting up, getting dressed, making your bed, that kind of thing.
Learning the essentials of being a person.
Yeah, and then once you get graduated from school and out of high school, after that, then you kind of go do the exploring thing. Then you kind of go, and like I said, and if you come back and say, hey, I am
So and such?
trapped in a man's body or versa versa or whatever, then okay, cool.
If you can pay for it, go ahead.
You've got time. You've had, that's what I'm saying. You've had time to knock everything out, and now you're there. Now you can focus on it. At 8 years old,
No.
should not anywhere be in your purview.
In a completely unrelated story,
And now for something completely different.
children as young as 4 years old in Scotland will now be allowed to change their gender and their names in school without the permission of their parents.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
Under the new transgender inclusivity guidance issued by the Scottish government, teachers are advised to be affirming in the event that a student at any age, states that they are transgendered.
Scotland,
Right.
you're drunk. Give me your keys.
No, Scotland.
You're drunk.
No, kilts no more.
No, it isn't. That's just it. We've now
Hashtag darn near kilt it.
yeah. The kilt is no longer apparently a
A kilt is now just a skirt.
it
guys.
literally is a skirt now.
A kilt is now just a skirt.
now thanks to Scotland.
Kilts
if
are
you
now just
see
skirts.
anybody in a kilt,
They're transgendered, obviously.
because it
And
was
you
always
should
that
respect
joke.
them by
you're
calling
wearing
them
a-
ma'am.
You're wearing a dress. You're wearing a
And
dress.
you should respect them by calling them ma'am.
You should.
Yep.
Because if not, you're an ugly, horrible
Right.
person.
You're an ugly, horrible, sexist, racist, misogynist
jerk.
pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the hierarchy.
Furthermore, teachers are asked to respect the student's privacy and refrain from informing their parents at all, unless the student asks them to.
When did the students have authority?
Apparently now, a transgender young person may not have told their family about their gender identity. Inadvertent disclosure could cause needless stress for the young person, or could put them at risk and breach legal requirements. Therefore, it is best not to share information with parents or carers without carers without considering or respecting the young person's views and rights. Young person doesn't have any views or rights. They don't have any rights.
School is not for that kind of stuff to be
Like,
done. That's not what it's there for.
They don't have any. They're dependent upon the adult and the carer
But you're supposed
until they hit legal age.
but you're supposed to be. You're going to school to learn.
Reading, writing, arithmetic.
Yes. That's it.
That's all.
You're not.
That's it. That's
you're
done.
not supposed
Basics. The basics. And by
they're not
God,
even- they're not
please
even
at least
doing
teach
that.
basic accounting.
Yeah, well,
Once again,
does it matter at this point?
kinda.
Not now.
It's a fine. I mean, if they're gonna add this crap, at least teach basic accounting.
Well, I would think that
Because at least
too,
then
but-
they'd be able to balance their checkbook without having to look at the bank online. That's all I'm saying.
because nobody ever pays attention to it because they always assume that the bank is right and up to date and up to the minute, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
They forget that there's something they haven't paid
Yeah,
or it's hanging.
yeah.
It's dude.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude. No, Scotland. I don't know what is going on with Scotland because they kind of went quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they went quick
Super quick.
because it went. They were just kind of there. Everything was fine. Da, da, da. And then
then they
all of
weren't.
a sudden, we're
Everybody
all
was
about
cool.
feelings and all about other stuff. And it's like
Everybody was fine. It was all good. And then suddenly, what did you guys do? What did you drink, Scotland? Like, what did you drink? The Scotch obviously didn't do this to you.
This is just proof that alcohol does kill brain cells.
Well, duh.
No, but this is
More proof.
more proof. It's
More
right there.
proof.
The proof is in.
The
I was
The
gonna
Scottish?
say. I was gonna say pudding, but,
but
yeah,
that
no,
would be haggis.
the proof is in. Yeah, all the.
The proof is in the haggis.
Yeah.
You know that's not the real saying
Or
of the
the
thing, right? The
Scotch.
proof is in the pudding. That's not the actual saying, right?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Proof is in the tasting of the pudding.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah, but they figure,
It's like the whole jack of all trades thing. where
Yeah.
like jack of all trades, master of none. You forgot the next part. The next part is where jack of all trades gets the reasoning of why you would do it in the first place. But always better than a master of one.
well,
That's that.
but they don't ever think of that. So.
No.
Let's see. Nice to say, over on Twitter at Dylan Lyles wants to yell, "Hey Abbott" in front of people. So that means he can't do it on the show. What does that mean about the listeners?
It just means that he can't do it in my house.
yeah, because kids are sleeping.
There's sleeping kids.
They're not, and I'm not getting yelled at. She scares me. Like no.
Oblivion flickering over on
no.
the Twitters as well. Teacher, I'm changing my name to the Queen of the Dyke.
Yes.
Oblivion flickering also letting us know. Oh, sure, it's easy to blame a defenseless storm. Yeah, climate change is basically the reason.
That's
why.
what we're doing. We're
blaming climate change.
Climate
yeah.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweatimus Prime over Twitter at Dylan Lyles. Scotland is always drunk. I'd take their keys. I'd take their keys if they were sober. That'd be scary and probably a sign of the apocalypse. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're
Go home. Go home, Scotland.
Just sleep it off. We'll try again in the morning.
Right. Please go home.
We love you. Play drums.
Once more into the breach. Bloomington, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Pride event will no longer feature a what one woman says is an incest fetish pornographer Satan worshiper
Oh, darn. I was going to buy tickets.
who was set to entertain children of all ages at the Drag Queen Story Hour performance.
This is what happens when you get rid of Barnum and Bailey, okay? When you get rid of the circus, this is what happens now.
Like bearded, look, I'm sorry.
Look.
Bearded women.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've literally, they used to have, think about this for just a moment. Barnum and Bailey, circus used to be in town, and you had all of these attractions, all of
You
these
had the freak
different things.
shows.
Yeah, you had that freak show. You had the bearded lady, you had the tattooed guy, you had the strong person, all these things, all this
all this
literal
stuff.
list of stuff.
Yeah, they don't have anywhere else to go now.
Well, now it's because they've gotten rid of the circus. It seems like now they're popping up as all in, compressed into one thing. They're cramming the entire circus into one individual.
Yep.
It's just fascinating. And I'm upset. I was going to buy tickets. I was gonna go out there. You know, take the kids,
Yep.
make a weekend of it.
Yep.
I thought it'd be fun,
It would have been good, right?
but I mean, that's what happens.
The city's Saturday Pride event is set to feature performances from several drag queens.
Oh, okay.
That from Alpha News. The Story Hour and show with Queen Martina Maraschino.
Like the cherry?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's
What is
it's
it?
one of the, is one of the ones that will no longer be there.
I'm trying to understand it, and I really don't understand this. Of all the things that they could get drag queens to do, why do they have them reading? Is there some kind of psychological thing that I'm missing here? That because like this
Connecting closer to children.
but I'm saying, is that where
That's
the
it. It's
kids
just
are
connect-
getting?
It's
There's
just
some
direct,
kind of a
it's a direct connection with the children.
Yeah,
to
but
make-
why
it's to-
just reading
It's
is-
to make it well. For one, it's reading. It's one of those things where like you actually connect to somebody more deeply when you're reading
Is
to
it?
them.
See, that's what I'm asking. I
It's a
don't know.
deeper connection when you're reading to somebody directly, and it makes it more. It makes it seem more innocuous, like easy, more innocuous. It's something normal. It's not really a thing. It's to make them more acquainted with it without actually shoving it in their face.
Gotcha. See what you did there.
Thank you. So Maraschino, who also goes by the Lady Martina, and Adam Devine,
Well, which is it?
all of them, is said
It's
to
a
be
hell of a business card.
I know, right? It's said to be an amateur porn star who also reportedly worships Satan.
I don't know why it makes me giggle.
Yeah.
I'm an amateur porn star. Look, just
But
because
I
you.
also worship Satan.
No, I don't care about that. Just because you put a camcorder up in your bedroom and film you doing something doesn't make you an amateur porn star.
Actually, yes,
Just
it
so
does.
we're clear.
At this point in time, yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Is
does,
that where
yeah.
we're at? Okay,
That's OnlyFans or whatever. it is.
That's-
That's all amateur porn now.
okay. I mean, okay.
I mean,
okay.
okay. So I really do. You know what?
What?
Let's make an OnlyFans page, and let's make it audio only. OnlyFans,
Okay.
okay? And we're just gonna read stories. We're gonna read
Like what kind of stories?
bedtime stories. We're gonna read bedtime stories. That's all we're gonna do.
Yeah, but I thought we were already doing that in different voices for the Defender stuff.
No. This is gonna be straight run, sleepy time bedtime stories.
We're gonna have like the little.
It's gonna be
ding,
you're going to get you're going to be part of the OnlyFans so that you can go to sleep.
This is like an attempt to take back OnlyFans.
No,
Oh.
it's just because it makes a lot of sense to me. These people are
it's
staying
funny.
up. These people are staying up late at night. For one, they need sleep. They're constantly watching the stuffs, and you know what? They need some sleep. And
Okay.
it would be better if they had just a nice, easy
Relaxing.
voice reading to them.
Calm down. Here we go. No, I don't know.
Anyway, I think that would be a good idea, but that's just me. No, it could be anything, but nonetheless,
This is just fascinating to me, though, that they keep trying to bring in these gay, or not even gay.
oh, that's another good idea. We do OnlyFans, but we're just doing a live version of the show on OnlyFans. Just throw the show up on OnlyFans. You start seeing people comment.
It's like,
"Where's the porn? Take off for sure."
take it off.
No,
No, thank you. No, I didn't. I'm good. I'm actually good. No,
you don't want to see that.
I'm good.
You really don't.
I'll stand up and do the truffle shuffle at random hour intervals of the show. No, this is just fascinating. I mean, good on Minnesota for getting their junk together, but
Actually, let's do that. Let's go ahead and just make an OnlyFans just for the show and just make the
No.
show. Yes.
no.
Why?
No, because it's no.
What?
Because we don't need another social media that we have to try and keep up with.
Well, I just connected to the things.
I don't think you can.
Oh, sir.
I don't think you can.
I think I can.
I have to look.
I think I can.
And how many people are going to bite?
I
Let's
don't
be
care.
honest.
I don't care. Any of them would make it better. It'd be hilarious to me.
I don't know. I mean, good on Minnesota for
Yeah.
booting out the
Kicking the poison out.
Satan worshiping
The porn thing.
porn thing. Sweaters
Yeah.
Prime over on Twitter at DOA Show. Satan worshiping, yada yada. Bingo. What did I win?
Nothing.
Not this time.
Nope.
Maybe next time though.
Maybe. Second. Anyway.
Richards.
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 It's Richards.
It's the richest among us.
That's what they say.
I'm actually surprised that the show hasn't dropped at this point.
I kind of am too, but at the same
With
time,
all the heavy rain that we had just now, yeah. I mean, I'm glad it didn't. I'm just surprised.
well, like I said, looking at the radar, it was going to kind of nick by here, but you never know how long it's going to last or what it's going to do. Or
Yeah, if it's gonna just like stop and just pound water over top of us, like all right. What is this, Chinese water torture?
Yes, it is.
He can't do anything. What are you doing?
Yeah, but you can make that.
Oh,
It's all in how you handle it.
all right.
It's all in how you handle it.
It's all in how you push it.
Just saying, it's crafty
It's definitely crafty.
and it works.
Can't wait for my APR coffee to come in.
I know.
Oh, God. It got stuck in the middle of nowhere. Makes me very upset.
It'll be here soon.
It will be.
Don't worry.
I know.
Be happy.
This is Defenders Live.
Oblivion flickering over on Twitter, and Goldilocks decided that all three bears were just right. So then the bears put on makeup and dresses and ran a train on Goldilocks. That got dark quick.
I feel sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because doesn't that cross into the whole furry thing at that point?
It kind of does. Or if you think about bears in the other way, it's also just like a BDSM and
Yeah. Yeah.
thing.
I need a shower now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, all right then. So here we go. I feel like I want to do something with this, but I can't. My brain says, I have an idea. Leftist Representative Ilhan Omar, who is the representative in Minnesota,
Yep.
as we've just left there,
Mm-hmm.
has had no problem likening the United States to Hamas and Taliban, or accusing Israel of committing, quote, unthinkable atrocities, end quote, and horrible human rights abuses. But if pro-Israel groups hit back, her modus operandi appears to be to get testy and accuse them of putting her life in danger. Yeah. Yeah.
How dare you?
I know. It's weird. It's weird. Dish it out, but you can't take it.
It's weird how that happens.
It's
She just keeps on throwing bombs, but
You know,
never wants to get hit by one.
kind of like how AOC, said that Ted Cruz was trying to murder her. And all
Right.
that jazz. It's the same thing.
Allegedly.
You keep saying,
Allegedly.
you keep using that word.
I don't think it means
It does not
what you
mean
think
what you think it means. It doesn't. It's not
It
there.
absolutely doesn't. There's no thinking involved. It's just not. It doesn't happen.
In June, Omar upset a large number of people by equating the U.S. and Israel to Hamas and the Taliban. We read you that story here. Omar claimed in a tweet that the U.S., Israel, Hamas, and the Taliban have all committed, quote, unthinkable atrocities, end quote, and human rights abuses. Quote, we must have the same level of accountability and justice for all victims of crimes against humanity, end quote.
Sorry, the what?
She said, we must have the same level of accountability and justice for all the victims of crimes against humanity.
Oh, sorry.
I thought it was Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay,
I
got
thought
you.
it was-
Yeah, all right. This is what she said. As the world was still dealing with repercussions of thousands of Hamas rockets being launched into Israel in May. The tweet included a clip of Omar questioning the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken.
Blinken.
Yum. Okay. On how those who perpetuate human rights abuses, including, she said, Hamas, the Taliban, and Israeli security forces, would be held accountable. Even a dozen of her fellow Democrat lawmakers came out to condemn her statements. After the dust-up, reports surfaced that the rift between Omar and congressional Democrats is more significant than previously reported, with some Democratic lawmakers reportedly calling her, quote, and wait for it, an anti-Semite.
How dare you?
In private, by the way. They're not going to say that out loud.
They'll be in private.
Yeah. No. So behind her back, they're calling her an anti-Semite. Now they're calling her, just so we're clear.
Now it's out in
they're-
public. I'm just saying, it's out there.
Now they're all the other things that she said that was anti-Semitic. That doesn't count.
That has no.
Now,
It's
she's mad
definitely.
now. Yeah.
This time she's pissed.
Well, AIPAC, which is the American Israeli Public Affairs Committee,
Uh-huh.
began running an ad recently that goes directly after the lawmakers' attacks on the United States and Israel.
You know, it's funny because AIPAC is in America, right? They're an American organization.
It is in the name, yes. American Israel.
American Israel Public Affairs
Committee, yeah.
So AIPAC is in America, right? We just
established that,
right?
yes.
Just
It
making sure.
was- okay.
Making sure we're still on the same page here.
Yeah, no, it's in America.
Good.
yes.
Okay. So it is in America.
Okay. If you ask me again, I'm going to hit you.
So I kind of want to. Now.
I know you do. That's why I cut you off. I was like, no.
I really do.
The American. It's established.
It's
They're in America.
Okay,
American
yeah,
Israeli.
Okay, good. So they have the right to First Amendment, right?
They do. They do.
Okay. They
By
also,
the Constitution, yes.
They're also, a public affairs committee, right?
They
kind of
are.
in the name.
It is
Yeah.
in the name, yeah.
So they're using public words, things that are public use, news reports,
yeah.
and things that she has personally said
Yeah.
on mic.
Yeah, they're not like hiding anywhere. They're not trying.
They're not
like Project Veritas
this
where they're
isn't like
sneaking around.
hot mic moment.
Yeah, exactly. This is all everything she said already. This is taking her words against her.
They're using her words and saying that she's not good.
Yeah. Again, holding her accountable for what she said. Let's see. And Omar, obviously, is not taking it very kindly.
Of course not.
She's a little butthurt, one might say. Her spokesman, which you've hit a point when you're so upset that you have to get a spokesman.
Right.
Jeremy Slevin hopped on Twitter yesterday or Wednesday to claim the group's attack ads, which responded directly to her statements. So her words, okay? Her words.
Her words.
The things that fell out of her mouth.
Right. The things that she said that were bad.
Bad.
Not great.
The spokesman who apparently tweeted for her and on Twitter and everything else called all these ads Islamophobic.
Oh, okay. So she's anti-Semitic, and now AIPAC is Islamophobic.
Well, just the ads. Period.
They're Islamophobic.
Calling
because-
her out for what she has done is Islamophobic.
right.
Quote, the language that AIPAC uses in paid ads to smear and vilify Representative Omar is virtually identical to language used in death threats that she gets.
What?
No, that's what
She gets death threats?
That's what he said in a post that
What
included
death
a
threats?
screenshot of an AIPAC ad that took issue with Omar's statements. Quote, make no mistake, AIPAC is putting Representative Omar's life at risk with repeated Islamophobic attack ads.
Okay. And she's repeatedly made statements that make it sound like she wants everybody in Israel to be dead.
Continuing. It shouldn't have been stated, but baselessly linking Muslim Americans to terrorism is the textbook example of Islamophobia and is routinely used to silence advocacy for Palestinian human rights, end quote. Now, you know what's funny about that same thing is, he's trying to say, and bear in mind, they're citing what she said, her words.
Yep.
Okay?
And saying, this is what she said.
And he's saying, well, you're linking the Muslim and Americans and all these things to...
No, we're linking one person.
Well, but no, but hear me out. He's complaining that they're doing the very thing that she has been doing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's not just using her words against her. She has been saying those same things. She's been equating America and Israel and everything else as terrorists and all this other jazz. And now that they use her exact words against her and say, this doesn't sound right, guys. Are you paying attention to this? And he goes, well, that's the same thing that we get for death. Shut up. It's not a death threat, you moron. It never was. And anyway.
Right.
Fellow squad member and radical leftist Democratic Representative Rashid Tlaib of Michigan responded to Selvin's post with a tweet of her own. Quote, I'm so sick of this S. End quote.
Great.
Yeah. AIPAC replied to Selvin's attack by saying, quote, your baseless attacking on us can't deflect from Omar's attack on America and Israel, end quote.
Very true.
It is. The group added, it is outrageous for Representative Omar to put the U.S. and Israel on the same level as Taliban and Hamas. There's no moral equivalency between democratic allies and the terrorists who target them, end quote. And again, they're using her words. So she said this stuff. And they're saying, well, you're linking them to death.
She linked it herself.
She linked it herself by saying America and Israel is the same thing as Hamas and the Taliban.
So you're saying it yourself, and now they're pointing it out.
It's for me. It's my tactic. I can use it, not you. You can't use that tactic. How
Only
dare
I
you?
can do this.
Quote, the ad concerning Representative Omar is completely fair and accurate, an AIPAC spokesperson said.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a personal attack and highlights her outrageous statements putting the United States and Israel on the same level as Taliban and Hamas.
Right. So what they're trying to point out here is that, one, they're using her statement. Not her, but her statement, because she makes a bunch of statements, and a lot of those statements are, one, wrong.
Two, racist. And three, very, very inflammatory.
Very inflammatory and hyperbolic. So when you add those together, it makes it really easy. It's, once again, she's throwing bombs, but she doesn't want to catch them.
Yeah, she did. And that's how people are. It's if they chuck stuff enough, that's what bullies do. They don't expect people to be able to eventually get tired of it. They figure that once they've worn you down and you're doing stuff,
you'll
that
just
it's
do whatever
going to
they
stay
say.
that way. And it's incredible because people eventually start getting tired of it, and they're shocked when when they stand up to the bully. The bully's like, I don't understand how they because we're tired of your junk. Eventually, when you hit the bottom and you've hit your point, you start to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
And
there's not many times in my life that I've actually had to worry about a bully. Honestly.
Yeah.
But like the funny thing is, most of the times that I've had to worry about somebody being a bully was in my adult life.
Yeah.
At like a job. And it's like,
oh, I've had that too.
Are you 12? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like what? Why?
It's like, I mean, we can,
we can deal with this. I can take you outside.
We can go out there. We can cross the parking lot.
I really don't
Chief.
care at this point.
Go on the other side of the parking lot.
You want to deal with it? Let's go.
You have to get off company property.
Right. We're going to go.
Have to.
We have to
So
go.
we'll go across the parking lot.
That's fine.
We'll go down to the church parking lot or whatever.
Sure. Whatever.
We'll handle
We'll
it.
take care of this.
I've told people.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like there's a difference though. There is a difference. Like when you tell people that versus when I would tell people that.
No, I get that.
Because once again, like during that time frame, my max weight was like 150.
Wow.
So I'm 5'9". I've got a max weight of 150, and like right now I'm 185. So, but still, I know saying 185, but look at my height. It makes a difference. Okay,
I agree. It does.
Okay. Anyway, even me saying it now, people would look at me like, "What, this dopey kid?" Whatever. But
well, and you have to be understanding too. I was always tall, so I was still pushing 6 foot.
Yeah,
but
always. Yeah,
for the longest time, I was about
you were
180.
a string bean.
I was at 185 too.
Yeah.
So it was like it. I remember one time. Now, granted, this had started, I was a little bit of a petulant little whiny.
Sure.
thing.
Okay.
I,
Yeah. Mhm.
I was hot and tired and nasty, and it was just a crappy day.
Yep.
And I remember it was this big old black guy worked up the front, and he was trying to, micromanage. That was the problem. I don't do well being micromanaged.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't.
That makes sense.
Give
Give you a job and let you
when
go.
I say solid, he was a solid 6'2", 450 pounds.
That's not solid.
That much density, he had to be solid. So it's a lot of places.
There had to be.
It would have felt solid if I punched him. Okay.
It's like hitting that thing. It looks soft. Nope.
No, eventually it just kind of compresses and holds still.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Stops moving.
there was one day he had started running his mouth, and again, here I am,
String bean.
5'11", 180 pounds against this 500-pound guy. And he started running his mouth. I was running my mouth, and finally I just looked at him. I'm like, let's do this. Let's throw down. And he kind of stopped and looked, and because we'd always been had at it for a longest time. And I told him, I'm like,
sure.
let's go across the parking lot right there. Let's handle this. And he was, at first, he was like, all right, let's do this. And I'm like, okay. I said, I'm probably going to lose,
Don't care.
but I promise you will remember me tomorrow morning. I promise you that. And he kind of stopped and looked, and then the other guy's like, dude, just stop. And they're trying to break us up.
Don't worry about it anymore.
And it fizzled, and
He stopped.
I didn't die, and
he stopped.
and
eventually.
he forgot about me. So that's a good, the
Yeah.
world continues to spin. Yeah.
It's like you'll either remember me because I've done some damage that you will never forget, or
Yeah.
you'll forget about me now.
yeah. And it's pretty much how it worked. A couple months later, he left the job and went on to other things, and I was stuck there for another 10 years. Anyway,
That's Sweatimus Prime. It's not a DOA show. That's not solid, but it is dense.
yes, density, when you hit it, it doesn't matter if it's considered actually, solid or not. It'll feel solid when you hit it.
Eventually, it stops.
Yeah.
It's just
Density eventually does equate to solidity. It just depends on how hard you hit it. Just throwing that out there. Oblivion Flickering over Twitter. Well, they impeached Trump for talking about what Biden actually boasted about doing. It's the Democratic way.
That is true.
It is.
Not just boasted about. It's not just boasted about. It's what Biden actually did.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's what he's implying.
Yeah,
too.
but he didn't just boast about it. He did it.
Well, but I mean, to do it and then boast about it is
Is even worse.
even worse. And Sweatimus Prime also over on Twitter. Dylan Lyles is going to settle scores in church parking lots. Definitely not a Quaker.
Nope, not at all. But yeah, no. The reason why.
Really?
Right.
Hold on.
Once again,
just so we're clear,
haircut.
that is what you're,
The face.
The fact that I'd go beat up somebody or get into a fight in a church parking lot.
That's what started.
That's
this.
what keeps me from being a Quaker.
Right.
Yeah.
Not
Not
the
the
tats.
ponytail, not the earring, not the beard, not the tattoos, not
not being in the Navy.
yeah, not the cursing and the foul language and all that jazz. No.
No.
Dylan beating up somebody in a church parking lot. That's the line. Okay, good. At least now I know where it's at. Wow. Okay.
The nicer say knee. Okay, you started this. How many men have remembered you in the morning? At Dylan Lyle.
Son of a. I knew when I said it too. I was like, and actually, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair. And now I'm questioning myself in having that time to think about it. I don't think I said in the morning. I think I said,
No,
and
you
you can
did.
check the tape. No, we're going to rewind this and check this. I want to find out for sure.
Not right now.
Not now. But I don't think I said in the morning. I think I said, do you remember me tomorrow? You will wake up tomorrow. Well, I guess it does.
Yeah,
it would
it's in
still
the
wake
morning.
up.
That's in the morning.
I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
it still
Mhm.
applies it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you did.
Yeah,
Even
you're
if
right.
you did it that way, you did.
I walked right into that one.
Yeah,
You're right.
You kind of pulled that one out.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I daggone it. And I knew. That's
Take
why-
take a man over to a random parking lot. You're gonna remember me in the morning. That's Dylan Lyles in a nutshell.
And the sad answer to that question is nobody has remembered me in the. That's how good it was.
It's so good.
It was not remembered in the morning. None of them. Nobody. Oh my God. So a New Jersey inmate was released from prison.
Yeah.
He actually got released from prison early.
Released early.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Yeah.
did he do, like probation or
No,
was he good?
no good behavior.
What did he say? No.
Because the state's concerns over the spread of COVID.
How dare you?
Yeah, they didn't. How dare this guy who be in prison for burglary? Is
Right.
what he was.
Theft. Okay.
It was burglary.
Yeah.
He was arrested in burglary.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, he was released from prison November 4th of 2020.
Okay.
According to quote public health emergency credits, and granted mandatory parole supervision.
Yeah.
1 month later, Governor Phil Murphy signed 1 month earlier. I'm sorry. Governor Phil Murphy signed the New Jersey S2519 legislation into law, which, quote, requires public health emergency credits to be awarded to certain inmates and parolees during the public health emergency, end quote. At the time of the bill, Murphy noted that the COVID-19 positivity rate among New Jersey's incarcerated population was, quote, at an impressive low 0.09%.
So they weren't getting sick.
No.
There was absolutely no reason to
It's
sign the
almost
bill.
like they were away from society.
It's almost like they weren't going to get sick.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Quote, reducing our prison population will undoubtedly further our mission to combat COVID-19.
No, it won't.
I don't know how anybody could look at that when you're saying the prisons, all the incarcerated population of your entire state is 0.09.
The people that don't have any contact with the human society.
Yeah, the people outside are not coming down with it. But the people
People
inside the
inside.
walls are not getting sick. The people outside the walls are getting sick. So what we need to do is get rid of the people inside the walls to get them outside so they don't get sick.
Inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Anyway, continue on.
Quote, this law further reduces the prison population to allow for even more social distancing.
That was back in October.
You can't get much more socially distant than prison. I'm just saying, you can't. So on November 6th, 2 days after Crawford's release from prison, thanks to public health emergency credits, he was accused of murder of an 18-year-old kid. Crawford was charged with the death or the murder along with Yusuf Waits.
For what?
That will forever be the joke. Who also has been recently released from incarceration. Waits is 23, who was released from the Garden State Youth Correctional Facility on October 10th after completing his sentence for a gun charge.
So Waits had a gun charge. And Waits' gun charge, he was released because of time served.
Yeah, and Crawford was in there for
Theft.
prison. Yeah, for burglary.
Yeah.
Apartment complex surveillance caught Crawford and Waits with the victim shortly before the victim's body was found riddled with bullets in a dirt path less than a half a mile from the prison where Crawford was released 2 days earlier.
So what it sounds like, this is just speculation.
Sure.
Okay? Sure. Complete speculation here. What it sounds like is that Crawford got arrested because of something that this kid did.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's what it sounds like to me.
Could have been.
Like, this kid probably told on him.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. He was there. Like, he's still an accomplice.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, but somehow, like, either this kid was a witness or this kid knew him or whatever else.
Something.
And so this kid, that's what it sounds like.
I don't know. But here's the funny part about this is they're all worried about people dying from COVID, but they had no problems releasing 2 people from prison into society
Who
and
then
killed somebody.
almost immediately.
Yeah.
Almost immediately killed someone.
Yeah, they didn't wait very long.
No.
Last week, Crawford and Waits were indicted on charges of first-degree murder and first-degree conspiracy to commit murder in the fatal shooting of the victim. Waits is also indicted with 3 other defendants in connection with the December 9th, 2020 murder of Jose Castro. And not of that Castro.
Not the Castro.
As a drive-by shooting and a daylight gun battle. Daylight
gun battle. Not the nighttime.
No.
Not the nightlife gun battles.
No.
The daylight gun
Those
battles.
are prettier, though.
I know, because you get to actually see the flash.
Yeah.
The muzzle flash. Yeah, well, so, okay. All right. Okay. Guy with a gun charge gets released. Okay. What does he do? Gets more guns and actually shoots people this time.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Shoots and kills people.
It's almost weird.
It's like you kind of knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. One would think that they could
It's kind of be that way.
see that one coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From a mile away.
A lot way. Yeah.
Kind of long ways off there.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. 2 guys got released from prison, and within a month of the first guy getting released, and 2 days from the other guy getting released, they kill one person.
Yeah.
And then you find out that a month later, the guy that got released first shot up another person in a drive-by.
Yeah. It's almost like,
It's almost like they're in a gang.
well, either that or,
It's almost like gang violence.
it does. That could be it. It's also
Neighborhood gang violence.
It's also one of those things where obviously, prisons are not actually trying to rehabilitate anybody.
Yeah, there's absolutely no rehab in prison, and there's no real like. It's literally just 3 hots and a cot, and then you just have to avoid getting raped.
And even if you do get raped, I mean, it's a small price to pay, I guess.
I guess I don't know. I don't think I would like.
I
that.
don't know if I would like it either. I'm going to go on a limb and say I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't be dropping soap. Is what I'm saying. Like soap droppage would not happen.
No, it wouldn't.
But yeah. So
There's that.
there is that.
So good on them for releasing prisoners early to save them from, getting a disease or catching a virus just for them to go out into the populace and kill someone.
More
that way.
people.
Which I'll bet you that if they tried hard enough, they would have said that both the 2 people that got killed were COVID.
High risk.
COVID.
Yeah,
COVID.
they died of COVID.
They died of COVID.
They died of COVID. Obviously COVID.
It was always COVID.
It was a COVID-related issue, obviously.
Uh-huh.
So that was definitely
Oblivion Flickering over on Twitter. We're going to parole you on a murder charge. We don't want you infecting the other inmates. Just behave, socially distance, wear a mask, and show up to your trial next year. We trust you, Joel. That's almost what they do at the border, too. It sounds a little...
That sounds pretty similar right there.
Very similar.
It's kind of crazy,
Very
yeah.
similar.
Sweatimus Prime over there on the Twitters as well. At Dylan Lyles has such a poor performance, no one ever remembers him.
No, that's true. That's true. He also sits there and says they have to kick them out so crime can go up, infections can go up, and let's not forget, open up space for small business owners defying lockdowns and soon anyone not wearing a mask.
Paige is over on the Facebook letting us know that she's getting a headache now.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Advil, aspirin,
Well,
Motrin.
Midolls. I hear it helps.
I've heard that too.
I don't know. I've never had it.
I hear it's great if you're for a guy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. I've never.
I
had
haven't
it.
either.
Never really tried it.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I don't
I don't want to
know.
though, but
Yeah, but still.
the dangers of taking a
Performance made for a woman. All right. Well, then I'll just not take it. Keep that away from me. All right. Thanks so much.
made for a woman, but works well if you give it to a guy too. No, I'm just spitballing. What?
Sweatimus Prime at DOA show. Had to think a second.
Think about white.
Register here.
Oh. That's fun. Wait, are you chewing gum? Did you bring a rest for everyone in the line?
No. No, didn't.
He just shoots. Let that be a lesson to you. I love how he was talking like he was talking like Skeletor most of the time.
Snidely Whiplash.
Uh-huh.
Yes. That is the best.
Eddie Lamar. It's Headley. It's the greatest movie ever.
Oh, it is. It's really good.
I'm going to show this to my children.
Obviously.
Sooner the better.
I mean, I
It's going
was
to be a
able to.
staple. I actually want it played at my funeral too.
Do you really? Just
Yeah.
like in the background?
Yeah, because I don't have a lot of pictures of me.
So just play that.
So just play that on the loop.
Oh, there you go. Anyway,
I think it'd be good. You know what else is good? And American Pride Roasters coffee. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
oh,
AmericanPrideRoasters.com for historically great coffee, guaranteed to make you swallow every single time you put it into your mouth.
That's right. You can also go to mojo50.com.
Yes, you can.
Or you can go to the iHeartRadio app, hit the Mojo 50 radio button. That way you can get 24/7, 365 free speech, talk, radio right in your ear hole. It'd be good for you.
Yeah, it will be. Go to our website, doaeshow.com.
Ooh, that one.
Check out the archives, the shops over there. You can become a defender with us. Let's see, what else is there? All kinds
The
of fun-
Dear Defenders.
Dear Defenders. You got a problem, you got a question, query, you pose her a lifetime. Just a life question.
You need some answers.
Yeah, any kind of
Let us know.
question, query.
It may not be something you may not like to hear our response,
But you
may
can throw it out
want.
there anyway. Yeah, follow us on all the social medias at DOA Show. Spread it around, like, share, follow, comment. We've got a whole nother hour. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
I want some ice cream. Yeah. Can you close that when you go back? Huh? Could you close that drawer when you go back?
Oh, yeah. I want some.
I'm good. Oh, some whiskey and clover would be really good right now.
He hasn't had that one for a while.
Really?
Yeah. It's chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Rum.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That
Yeah.
one's a good one.
That was really good, too.
But my favorite so far has been the purple sweet potato. Get that sucker, get purple sweet potato, and get it made as a milkshake. Bruh. Beep 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 beep.
My mouth is dry. My face is numb.
I cannot feel my toes.
I don't know. Here we go.
Maybe I should go inside because it's cold out here.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, it's really cold. Dang it. Dang it. We should do that too. We should just make a bunch of spoof songs.
Be the Weird Al of the
Talk radio.
millennium.
Yeah. Weird Al, the new millennia. Oh, we just have to get up. We have to use new songs to do that, though. Like new songs.
I don't know. The new songs are pretty stupid on their own. Do they really need our help?
No,
That's what I thought.
but it'd be better. Use
Take all of their stupid songs
Yeah.
and make them into good songs.
Speaking of, somebody did WAP, but it's a guy. He did it like in the full operatic.
Oh, I've heard that.
The guy that did it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's like, sir,
You've made something. I don't know why, but you did it.
you are not satisfied with your life, apparently.
Apparently not.
Someone is questioning their life decisions.
But you did the WAP.
Good on you.
Well done, sir.
Good on you.
I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'm kind of concerned for you.
There are other songs. Of course, I guess maybe they're just going for that.
He was going for the wow factor.
That's what I'm saying. The wow factor. It's definitely there.
Or the WAP factor.
Ew.
Oh.
Ew.
Oh.
That's not right. Damn it, that's not right. Stop it.
It's funny. It's funny to me.
Yeah, it's,
Come on.
it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding. Ready, breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I'll never back down. Thought I was 6 feet under.
Friday.
And it is the second hour, so as promised.
Are we doing that now?
Well, yeah, you said second hour, so
yeah,
we're gonna,
but I wasn't going to do it now. I
Yeah,
figured
no.
we do this and then do it.
No, we're definitely gonna do this.
It's going to take up the whole
I know,
break.
that's exactly perfect.
Okay.
So we're gonna.
if you want
this
to.
Is this? No, I don't want to, but,
but
I
you-
want to get this out of the way.
Clearly you want to.
I want to get it out of the way.
That's what she said.
I want, get it gone. Go away. Bug the crap out of me the entire time.
that's
I
what she
just want
said.
it gone.
That's what she said. It's so
Yeah,
I found this thing
this thing.
on actually it was posted on Twitter.
Yeah, but you found it in its
I
in
found- but it's-
Instagrams.
It's on Instagram.
It's on the Instas.
Somebody made a booklet to assist with issues. If you are one of the many people out there who are struggling with whether or not to get the COVID vaccine,
Mm-hmm.
there's this little comic book. I guess
Is
can
it?
we call it that?
I mean, we can call it a.
It's
comic,
kind of
I
like a
guess.
comic book,
It's like a well, it's more just like a graphic
a graphic novel, but not.
kind of. It's almost like
But it's for it has drawings and illustrations to help you.
it's an educational illustrative booklet.
Yes, to help you understand and kind of, make that decision as you need.
Yeah, it's the A to Z's of the
Yeah.
AZ.
A to Z of things more likely to kill you than the AZ. AZ being AstraZeneca,
Shot.
the jab.
The jab.
Yeah. And this is fascinating. So it literally starts with A.
Yeah, it goes
A is
to
the
Z.
beginning of the alphabet.
Uh-huh.
It is
And
the
they
first-
start with A.
It does, actually.
And they say A is for aspirin.
A is for aspirin. Fact. I have this as a fact.
Fact.
As a question mark. Now, nobody else is going to pay attention to this. I'm going to throw this out there in case you're listening on the
It
radio.
says fact?
Yeah, fact as a question mark. Chance of death by aspirin, 1 in 10,000. Fact with a colon.
Solid fact.
Chance of death by AZ jab, 1 in a million. 1 in a million.
1 in a million?
1 in a million.
You're 1 in a million.
I don't know how true that is. We might have to verify this.
Maybe that
Just
might
some of
be-
this stuff.
It might be
Some of these
yeah.
things. B is for bath. Fact, chance of death in the bath, 1 in 685,000. Fact, chance of death by the AZ jab, 1 in a million.
I think they're going
I'm
to try and make
sensing a
this-
pattern.
I think this is going to be patternish.
I do sense that myself.
And why does every fact before the AZ jab?
Mm-hmm.
JZ jab.
Jay-Z.
The JZ jab, yeah.
Yay, Jay-Z.
Yeah, so before they tell the fact about the jab,
That's what I want.
why is the fact before that always got a question mark? Like it's not really true, or they
See-
don't really know.
I want to know. I feel as we read these, we kind of need to verify because I don't know how true. Because why would they do that? Why would they say it with a
Fact?
question mark? Yeah.
Facts?
Fact. Let's see. Just for this one.
Okay, chances of dying in bath.
Chances of
Dying
dying
in bath.
Let's see, what does the interwebs say?
Bathtubs.
Bathrooms can be. Do we want to go by the New York Times?
I don't. Maybe.
This is from August of 2011.
That's no.
Let's see.
Can't do that. 'Cause that's way too long.
Odds
ago.
of dying, injury facts,
odds of dying and injury facts.
accident,
it doesn't have-
opioid. That
It's a
doesn't say-
graph.
Nah, I don't want that. I wanted like a direct.
We're not going to be able to figure it out right now. We would have had to plan this out. We didn't plan this. So, continuing on. Yeah.
I don't believe it though.
Well, duh.
Anyway, okay, fine. C. We're moving down the line. C is for
Speaking of moving down the line,
constipation. C is for constipation. Fact, chances of death by constipation, 2,167 per year. So apparently 2,100 people a year die of constipation?
apparently.
Fact, chances of dying from the AZ jab is 1 in a million.
Still,
Yeah, apparently that one I don't think is going to change.
I don't think that's going
I'm
to change.
sensing that it's not changing.
I see a pattern.
I do as well.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know either.
So, D is for dance.
Dance.
Because everyone likes the dance.
Revolution.
Indeed. Chances of death while dancing is 1 in 100,000. That's a lot. We could just save one life from dancing. I'm not even going to do the AZ jab because it's 1 in a million.
yeah,
It's
same
always going to
thing.
stay the
1 in a
same.
million.
1 in a million.
Yep.
The fact, E, next in line, E is for exercise. Chances of death during exercise is 1 in 13,000.
Okay, but that kind of actually makes sense to me. Overexertion via exercise.
Well, and then if you're not using the equipment properly.
or if you're doing something that your body shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things
Or you push yourself way too far.
And I can buy that one to a point. But of course, you know, the chances of death by
AZ jab.
AZ jab is 1 in a million, in case you weren't following along.
Fact?
F, falling out of bed. The fact, chances of death by falling out of bed is 1 in 203.
I don't believe that at all.
That is a load of crap.
That is a bull crap. Okay, bull.
Yeah, I don't buy that
Bull.
for a second. You mean to tell me no, no. I can't. And then obviously, fact of
so if
jab
you-
is 1 in a million.
Yeah. Somebody that commented said, isn't it 1 in 2.3 million, not 203?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
That's where these facts are kind of weird.
yeah,
Like,
because they're not accurate, obviously, by any stretch
Obviously.
of the imagination.
Okay, continuing on.
G is for grog.
Grog?
Grog. Chances of death by grog, 1 in 10,048.
Are you talking about alcohol?
It's what the picture looks like.
Picture looks like you dying of alcohol,
It doesn't look like he's dying of alcohol. It looks like he's trying to do a somersault.
and also being
After
have
he got
kisses all over his face.
Kisses all over his face. I saw that too. I was like,
That's
wait,
not.
Why are you kissing him? Stop it, lady.
Okay. So, question:
Sure.
is it dying by alcohol or is it dying by being stupid?
See, that's where this stuff kind of comes in, and nobody's gonna pay attention to that
It's
because
like,
they're like,
alcohol was in your system, sure, but did you die of the alcohol?
again, though, that's just like doing the whole. Is it
Dying by exercise.
dying by COVID?
Yeah.
Did you was COVID the final blow, or
Was it just like a portion of it?
yeah, was it just there? Moving right along to H, chances of death by hamburger, which I did not know was a thing.
Yeah, they do actually have this stat somewhere.
Obviously. Because it says, according to this thing, it is 1 in 3,138.
So, is it actually just hamburger or is it like just any food? Chances of choking. Chances of choking.
It says
on food.
hamburger, so
Yeah, but the Hamburglar pretty much makes that null and void. So what I'm saying is, like, are you using hamburger to represent all food, or are you just using? Are you like, is the number actually representative of all food?
yes.
Because 3,000, 1 in 3,000.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That means, okay, once again, that means every year, because how many people that we have in America,
yeah.
how many hundreds of thousands of people die from hamburgers?
That's incredible. Like, again, like the number, there's no actual citing for any of this, by the way. There's no reference points. There's no, and
It just
obviously, as we
says-
mentioned earlier,
yeah.
they were off by a couple million.
It just says go see the CDC website for facts on this. That's all it says.
Yeah, well, because we all know they're trustworthy.
Yeah, right?
Let's see. I is for insect.
Aha.
Chances of death by insect is 1 in 45,093.
54,000.
54, I'm sorry.
54,000.
My dyslexia kicked in.
That's are we talking about an allergy to insects?
Well, but that's
Once
the other
again.
thing. And which ones have certain ones? Like, how did you literally just kind of take the liberty of adding them all together?
Probably.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, and once again, it's 51 in 54. Okay. Are you actually doing the numbers, or are you just basing it off of a 1 million ratio? Like
Yeah,
one
that's
in-
another one too. Because I would think that from all bugs, it might be a little bit more than that.
Okay.
Jogging.
Which, I'm sorry, you can't do this one because you already did exercising. So this is already a lie.
Well, but it depends on a different thing. And as anybody who's a fan of Mojo is aware, it hits a little close to home.
Right.
J is for jogging. The fact is, or question mark, chances of death while jogging is 1 in 23,000.
We've got to go back now and hold on for just a second.
Uh-huh.
Just a second.
Sure.
Back to exercise. Here we go. Your chances of dying by exercise is only 1 in 13,000.
So your chances of exercise,
Just exercise.
regular exercise,
Regular exercise is 1 in
1 in
13,000.
13,000.
But your chance of death by jogging is 1 in 23,000? Isn't jogging exercise?
Well, I was going to say, and exercising could be a variety, a myriad of different
so
things.
many things, and jogging is part of exercise.
Yes.
So you segmenting that out, it should be a smaller number.
Yeah, it should be. It's not, but it should be.
Well, technically it should be a bigger number in this case, and it is, but only by a little bit.
No, I'd still say it should be smaller because you're talking about one specific thing as opposed to exercise
Well, no,
could be
with
a
it-
myriad of
with
different
the-
things.
What I'm saying is, with the bigger number here, it mitigates the number, making it smaller. So it is saying that it is a smaller number of people dying, but still, than exercise. But still, at that,
I don't think it.
why are you segmenting out jogging? You couldn't think of another J word?
I guess.
Anyway,
K is for kayaking.
which is also considered
Exercise. I mean, it's also recreation, but
Yeah,
it's
but
still exercise. Chances of death while kayaking is 1 in 10,000.
question mark?
Yeah, I find that hard to believe.
Yes, so do I, because there's not that many people that actually kayak anymore.
I like kayaking.
Now, here's my question here.
Granted, it's more like a drift down a lazy river. kind
Yeah,
of
but
thing,
here's my question here.
Sure.
Is that out of the people that kayak?
Or is that?
Or is that out of the population base?
See, there's a whole lot of little
A
variances.
lot of wiggle
there.
room here.
Just a tad. Just a tad. Let's see. L is for lawnmower. Lawnmowers killed 951 people per year.
I want to point this out. 951 is actually a smaller number than 1 in 1 million.
Yes, it is. That's why they worded it that way. Because they couldn't actually run it as a 1 in 1 million kind of comparison because it's
Not.
not. Because there's 3 billion people in,
91 is
or
not-
300 million people just in America.
Yeah, and so 951 out of that many is less.
A lot.
A lot less.
Yeah, it's a little different there. M is for meteorite.
Stop it.
The chances of death by meteorite is 1 in 2,500,000. Or
Bullshit.
250,000, I'm sorry.
Epic bullshit.
But remember, the jab is only 1 in a million.
Bullshit.
N is for nature. Now, hold on. Wouldn't meteorite technically count as nature? In a loose way. In a loose way.
There are a lot of things that are loose about this.
This is true. Namely facts.
Namely, all the
facts. Yeah, I know. Chances of death by nature. Which define what does that mean? Does that mean?
No, hold on.
Are you
sorry.
getting lost out there? Are you getting killed by?
No.
like-
No. If you make something as broad as nature,
Yeah.
If you die of anything,
Yeah. That's what I'm
anything.
saying.
any death is now nature.
Yeah.
Any death,
So there's no way that it could be 1 in 15,000.
unless it's literally you died of like plastic,
Yeah.
or you died of a man-made
Well, no, they'll
disease.
still count it because you were in nature when it happened. You were hiking or camping or
No.
whatever.
What if you died of a man-made disease? COVID.
In nature?
No. Well, I mean, everything's in nature. But
I
you
don't know.
died of nature or of natural causes. Is that also part of in nature?
Well, no, in this point, they're talking about actually like the
death
outside.
by nature. So
But does that mean,
Does that
though-
mean also death by rattlesnake? Does that
That's what I
mean
was gonna say.
death by bear?
Is it
Does
animals
does that
and
include
creatures?
everything?
Is that
drowning?
trees falling on you?
Wouldn't kayaking
Falling off a mountain?
kayaking would also be a part of that?
I thought so too. Like-
Wouldn't drowning be a part of that?
Yeah, there's a myriad of things that just, and it says it's 1 in 15,700. 15,700. There you go. So we're on overworking. Fact? Question mark. Overworking kills 745,000 people per year.
Worldwide.
Yeah. Overworking. I couldn't, again, put that one into the thing because it would be less than 1 in a million.
And is it really overworking?
Well,
Or is that just what, like, that's not what they put on the corner report.
But, well, no, he wouldn't. And again, define what would be considered overworking.
And 90%
Is
of the
it-
people that overwork are in America anyway.
Is it really overworking or is it stress?
Yeah.
Like stress, okay. we
Yeah,
can
but
get
that's
there.
one thing. But overworking?
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Do you know how many people don't overwork nowadays?
Yeah. Thank you, old Biden. P. Pup. Fact. Chances of death by pup.
Otherwise known as dogs.
Yeah. Well, this is specifically pup. I don't know if it might be
It's-
puppies.
it's- well-
maybe puppies themselves.
You get smothered by puppies?
Yeah. Well, actually, they clarified up there. The odds of being killed by a dog attack is
Okay.
1 in 132,614.
In what population?
And it doesn't say. Doesn't say. All it says is that it's a dog bite or a dog attack. Excuse me. Dog attack.
I can't. This is like, and it's once again fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
They're
can't-
smart enough to throw it as a question mark because they put the question mark there, you can never ever come back to these people and say this
is
is
not a
wrong
fact.
because you're too broad or whatever. They'll be like, well, we had it as a question mark. We're just kind of saying this is a general thing, blah blah blah. You know,
might be
there's
the case.
there's some nuances there. You know,
hate this crap.
I know. Q is for quickie. I feel like we should have the other music playing too.
I know.
Chances of death by doing the horizontal mambo is 1 in 500,000.
That's not actually death by having sex.
No. Well, here's
you understand that, right? It's not death by having sex.
no. It says quickie.
Yeah, it's generally heart attack.
Yeah. One,
That's heart attack.
reading their thing. Now this is their thing next to it. We might take our chances with this one. It is reported that every year 1 in 500,000 men die from sudden cardiac arrest during sex. Men. Now that doesn't bring into the fact of, people who, as the picture shows, candles, setting things on fire, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. So it just means
Angry spouses coming in the room. None of
once
that
again,
counts.
wouldn't that be considered natural causes?
That's what I thought too, but it's not nature. We're not doing natural causes, we're doing nature.
They have quickies in nature too.
That's true too. R is for riding, and it's not the same kind of riding. It should be just quickie and riding are two different things. Chances of dying by riding a bike, 1 in 1,040. Which I find that to be rather high, considering the fact that, how many people do you know really? I know people ride bikes, especially in the cities, because it's easier to get around and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But where we live, where we're around,
Yeah.
I haven't ridden a bike in years. Nobody rides a bike.
They clarify by saying, keep your eyes on the road and your sleeves rolled up. There's 1 in 1,040 chance of being killed while riding a bike.
And most of that is because they're driving their bike on the wrong way of the road.
As reported by Visual Capitalist in 2018.
Yeah. The whole thing is so fun. It's keep going. We're almost done. We're at R. We're going on to S now. Scuba diving. S.
Scuba.
The fact chance of dying by scuba diving is 1 in 34,400.
As reported by Mental Floss.
Yeah. Again, don't forget, just in case you've lost track at home, the chances of death, according to these people, from the AstraZeneca jab is 1 in a million.
And by the way, isn't scuba diving in nature?
It is. So why isn't that part of it? Another one that hits a little close to home. T is for train. The chances of death by train accident, 1 in 178,741. So, apparently, according to them, it is the chances of you being killed in a train accident, are much safer than getting. Wait, that actually says that. Oh, it's much safer getting the jab than getting
train.
the train. I thought I was reading that backwards.
Nope.
You for uncoordination. Now, how the hell do you define that?
Work accidents.
But that's work accidents. That's not uncoordination. And not for nothing, you can't say all work accidents are uncoordination.
Well, this is from a 2000 study
Oh, good, because we know that's...
and the National Safety Council, so it's at work accidents.
Yeah.
That's what this is
The
about.
fact is that the chance of death from uncoordination, 1 in 668,218.
Yeah, specifically falling off of a ladder.
Yeah. That's falling off a ladder. I don't know how you could say that's uncoordination. I can't. Like, that's just... Anyway. V is for volcano. This one's fun. The fact, chances of death by volcano is 1 in 80,000.
Of the people that go and do volcanoes?
I guess. I don't know.
What are you talking about death by volcano? Unless it
Are they-
erupts,
I was gonna
like,
say, are
what
they-
are you talking
Are they
about?
counting Pompeii? Is that what we're doing?
have to be, yeah.
We're counting Pompeii and all the residents and stuff there. Oh, dear Lord, we're almost
This
done
is
with
reported by Volcano Live. So it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is death by volcano as a person who studies volcanoes. Your chances of dying are.
Well, that's kind of like your chances of dying by helicopter escalate incredibly when you get into a helicopter.
Yeah.
So it's...
I'm not near a volcano. I'm never going to die of it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in America, for all intents and purposes, unless Mount St. Helens decides to go to
Hawaii.
I meant the continental U.S.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
W, walking down the street. The fact, chance of death while walking down the street is 1 in 623.
As reported by Love to Know.
I would love to know where they come up with this crap. Because again, I don't buy half of it.
I don't either.
No, I could see people getting hit by cars and dying like that. I can
Sure,
see that number
yeah.
being a little bit more reasonable, maybe. But I still would like to know again the chance of death from the AstraZeneca jab is 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Where are your stats on that exactly?
What are your stat? How do you actually find any of this stat?
I know. X is for Xmas. Fact: Christmas kills 42,325 people per year. Christmas. Actually, it's Xmas. That's why the X is there. It means death.
Xmas.
You're gonna X out the living person.
You're gonna die this year.
Someone dies.
Uh huh. As
Really?
reported by the
I
National Library of Medicine,
I didn't know. My understanding
42,000 people die because of Christmas.
Yeah, I must say, my understanding of the old Jolly St. Nick is he passes out gifts and coal, not gifts and death.
Death.
I don't think Christmas kills it.
I mean, he does fly around and have a red suit, so
That's
it's
true.
probably death.
Y is for yacht. Chances of death while yachting is 1 in 110,918.
Of those people that actually have a yacht,
Yeah, I don't have a yacht.
how many people have yachts?
How many people do you know have a yacht?
Pretty much about 100,000 people have yachts.
Yeah, I always say I don't know of any. I do not know of anybody personally, or know anybody who knows anybody personally.
So, out of the 100,000 people that have yachts, one of those people are gonna die.
Oh damn!
Dang.
That
On a
sucks.
yacht.
On a
and that
yacht.
was from 2010.
Oh my god!
A stat from Recreational Boating Stats.
Oh, we are almost done in perfect timing too. Z is for sleep. I know that makes sense. Fact: chances of death while sleeping is 1 in 32. 1 in 32. The according to their thingy, choose the AZ over too many Z's. Research shows that 1 in 4 people in the U.S. die of heart disease. Not sleeping. Heart disease in the U.S.
While they're asleep.
And 1 in 8 of them die while they're asleep. There's an alarming 1 in 32 chance. Did you see how they did that? They combined
1 in 4 and 1 in 8.
the number
they
of
said,
people.
Oh no, it's 1 in 32.
Just to say, they combined the number. They multiplied the number of people
That die
who
of heart
die from
attacks.
heart disease, and does not the number compared to how many of them die in their sleep from the heart disease. Let's come up with 1 in 32.
I hate this so much.
Oh my God. And people are going, oh, this is great. You're doing God's work. You're
No.
doing God's work.
This is the false information crap that the people should be blocking. All right, we're done, right?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, good.
We hit Z. It's over with.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know if they had new letters or something.
So what if it's prime over Twitter IDO show? That's not what I thought they were. That they said train. He was thinking of a different kind
The
of
other kind of train?
Yeah.
Come on, write it.
Yeah.
When we got to G, I thought he was Groot's cousin.
Oh my God. You're welcome, guys.
No.
You're absolutely welcome.
Reported by Love to Know? Yes, so would we. I know. No, and that's the whole thing. We shouldn't trust those facts because
no.
once again, the entire thing had fact ?
Yeah, we didn't do it to say to trust it by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Because again, as we mentioned it, the first thing it says, if you didn't see it, if you want to look at it, you can go back to the
start
any
of
of
the
the
second hour
videos or
on the
whatever.
video, yeah.
It and every single one of them, it says fact with a question mark
can look at all of
every
them.
single time.
That's so bad.
And by doing that, that removes them from any actual accountability on
Right.
being
They can just say
accurate.
whatever the hell they want.
Because then they can be like, "What? We were wondering. It's a question. We don't know."
We don't know if it's really a stat.
But that was the point. That's why I wanted to throw it out there. Is the fact that people are going to throw. They're going to throw this kind of stuff out there, and
You're gonna have
People are gonna eat it
Take
up.
note. That stuff is gonna get started to be that's gonna get spouted across social media and our regular media soon. It's just gonna be out everywhere. And when it does, know that it's from this bullshit.
oh yeah.
This is Defenders Live.
Oh, I love you guys. Y'all are so awesome. Like Twitter. Sadly, we did not get a chance to go through
Any of the stuff.
a
of the
lot
last-
of the comments, so we are going to do that.
Yeah, right now.
Now.
Right now. What?
I don't know. I just felt it was.
All right, go ahead.
People are like, stop playing that damn song. Speaking of, Big Bull Snarky Jackal isn't taking a bad song and trying to make it good, rather like trying to polish a turd.
Yes. But they've done that too.
Yeah, but
so
if
that's actually happened.
If Hunter O. Biden can make money off of his polished turds, then why can't we?
Why can't we?
I can't.
Why can't we?
Let's see.
The nicest say, Nee, I believe you're going to pursue, if you're going to pursue your bedtime story business, you should ask at Rhino Hunting if he'd contribute. Because he's got that deep.
He does. He does have the deep. Let's see. Pigpool Snarky Jackal, what are the chances of dying from stupid, spontaneous, totally unrelated post-injection death from the AZ jab? See, they don't ask that.
They don't have that. They don't have that stat.
They should have that. Maybe we should find one ourselves. I'm just saying.
I think we can find one.
Nice to say, Nee, dying of constipation is referred to as the Elvis. And actually, I don't know if you were watching on the video or not, but
It had the Elvis.
It had Elvis sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Died of ham sandwich.
Yeah. Oblivion Flickering. Elvis died twice from constipation. Once in 1977, then again in 2002. Let's see. People Stark Jackal. I thought he was Groot's cousin.
Talking about the G.
The G.
Yeah, the G.
He also went in there. I think the chances of dying while jogging would be greater than generic exercising. See Doc Thompson. I thought that. I told you, it's close to home. Oblivion Flickering. So 1,500,000 people die from falling out of bed. I know. Isn't that weird?
That's why the stats are off.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like,
no way. Like, I don't believe that. There's
Sets are epic bull.
some variation of it. So what was Prime at DOE show? Did they count China and Japan in the death by overwork stat? Well, you know they didn't.
They probably did, or at least China, Japan, at least Japan. Maybe not China, but at least Japan.
So what was Prime? Also in the Q one, it's those candles gonna burn your house down.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, leave it to
Because they were sideways.
They were.
Like, why
And-
would you have candles on your bed?
And I also find something bad about that picture too that was inaccurate.
They were gray.
the feet. The feet.
They were already dead. They were gray.
Yeah. So what was the point?
I don't know.
And if they were trying to imply that they were of a person of color, then you're trying to tell me that persons of color light candles to do a quickie?
I don't think so.
No.
I think there's a lot of. I don't even do that.
There's a lot of
If you're just doing a quickie, I don't even do it.
I don't do it. I don't do it for not a quickie.
Right. So the only time I light candles is when I want candles. I like candles because I want candles.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. So a father and son traveling from the mainland United States to Hawaii have been arrested.
Okay. Were they bringing like the fruits and stuff like that? I know it's continental stuff, but you can't still
you
catch. You
still
gotta be
can't do that.
careful.
But no, that's not it. No,
It's
no,
not?
No. See, they're flying to Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
To Hawaii.
Okay.
So good try. I get you. I get where you're coming from there, but
Wow,
no.
we stop hitting the mic.
No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm just gonna
Lord.
keep on knocking it out.
Gotta
Anyway.
redo it, I think.
Yeah. No. That's not it.
Okay.
Okay, that's not it.
Okay.
All right, you want to try again?
I can't think of anything. Like, so they got arrested heading to
Hawaii.
the island.
Yeah, flying. And flying. What do you need to fly right now, especially to Hawaii?
What do you need to fly?
Yeah, there's one thing specifically to fly to Hawaii that
ticket.
you need, other than a ticket.
Oh,
Obviously, the ticket.
ticket. You have to
Tickets,
have a
yeah.
ticket.
But one other thing. There's one small thing that you definitely need.
Mask.
Nope. I mean, yeah, you will, but no.
That's not what they were asking for.
No.
I give up.
Yeah, they were arrested for falsifying vaccination cards.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
they falsified vaccination cards so they could get on the flight. And now they're facing up to a year in prison and additional fines. Norbert Chung and his son Trevor Chung. Norbert and Trevor Chung, 57 and 19, were both arrested. What? Norbert?
I hate to cut you off.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's fine.
You had me at first with Norbert.
Yeah, Norbert.
Chung.
Chung.
Trevor.
Chung.
I'm hung up on that.
Yeah. Why? Americanized first name and obviously not last name.
That's what's hung up, and I dare hate to be or sound like a somewhat of a cynical person, but Chung is usually the last name of someone of Asian descent.
Yeah, and they are. Yeah. And
Just making an observation.
are you saying that they can't have an American first name?
No. I just felt
You needed to point that out.
I'm just pointing out that for some reason, and I'm sure I
It
can't.
seems weird to you.
It does.
Yeah.
It
Well, that's
does. That
because you're racist.
it might be. That the Asian type group, and this
Right.
happens to falsify
Yeah.
vaccination cards.
That'd be kind of funny. Anyways,
I just
Norbert and Trevor, 57 and 19 respectively, were both arrested on Sunday in Honolulu's Daniel K. Inouye Airport.
you don't know how to read.
Nope. No. Daniel K. Inouye. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. But
No,
good
that's it.
try.
No, that's it.
No, I mean you can keep it that way.
No,
but that's not how you
that's
enunciate
exactly
that.
how I'm saying it every time now.
No, that's fine. I'm just telling you that's not how you.
I don't care.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Keep going.
To me, it sounds a lot like Aye, Egan
Yes,
Domine. And so I'm keeping it because it makes me laugh.
No, I know. I mean, it's close, but it's not. But anyway, go on.
Anyway, yeah. I don't know how to read Hawaiian.
The key, it's like Greek. You enunciate each vowel. There's no combination of sounds. Each vowel has a sound, and you enunciate each
No,
letter
I'm
and sound.
not
as
doing it.
That,
No.
But I'm saying that's how you. It's like Greek, the same way.
Okay, well, I'm not doing it. The attorney for the Chungs told KHON TV that after being arrested, the duo flew back to California, where they were tested for COVID, and the test results came back negative.
Okay.
The father and son then flew back to Oahu.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. That one I will correct because that was me reading it wrong.
Yeah.
Where they're now going through the court system.
So
they're negative. They don't have the COVID.
but it's the fact that they're going to be, hit for falsifying what they're going to say is a legal document.
It's
not,
it's not a legal document. It's not an identifying document. It's not a legal document.
But they're going to say it is. I'm telling you.
It isn't, though.
It's a medical record. That's another thing they're going to like.
It is not a record.
There's a laundry list of things they're going to turn around and hit them with. And the fun part about this is they're going to hit these guys with this kind of stuff. It's going to be a legal document. It's going to be a big thing against, falsifying or changing out or whatever of a medical doctor. But you're not going to turn around and do anything to somebody who is, say, claiming transgenderism.
Nope.
Not going to actual transition. I'm talking
fine.
about the people who just identify. That's okay. I saw a thing that, and we haven't talked about it yet, and I don't think we'll probably ever get to it. There was an article I'd seen somewhere where they're actually talking about getting rid of gender on birth certificates.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because,
because why the hell not?
Why are you choosing the gender on birth certificates? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, the Chungs were accused of falsifying their coronavirus vaccine cards. Investigators of the deputy of the Attorney General's office made the arrests after receiving a tip from a tourist that arrived in Hawaii.
How did they know?
It's a good question.
Carrie?
How did they know?
It's a little weird.
The Chungs were arraigned on Thursday morning.
I wonder if they're related to Connie.
Connie Chung? Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they are in California.
It's possible. But
Could
I don't
be.
think Connie Chung lives out there anymore. I thought she... Oh, I'm sorry.
Cousins. Maybe they're
It
cousins.
might be cousins. And I was going to say, and I was also thinking of the Asian figure skater from the 90s. Yamaguchi. And I think she lives over in Wake Forest.
Does she really?
Or at least she did.
She did?
Yeah. Over at the plantation.
It's funny how many people actually live around us that I have no idea about.
Yeah. I don't know where I found it out, but there was a brief point where there were a ton of celebrities living over here.
Yeah, because nobody knew them here.
Yeah. Well, no. That and it was cheaper to live. And
Yeah, super cheap to live at the time, and nobody knew them. And like,
it's either here or over at the...
Heritage.
No. Chapel Hill. I can't think of what it's called. The governor's something. It's a gated community, and like when
That would
I
also
say
make sense, yeah. Gated, it's super gated.
It makes the plantation in Wake Forest
look
like a trailer park.
Yeah, it does.
It's like holy cow. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
Gary Yamashiro.
Hashtag nailed it. Hashtag like a native.
Thank you. A spokesperson for the Hawaii Attorney General, Claire Connors. It's the only real regular name.
I feel like you should have butchered that one on purpose.
Clary Connors.
Cuners.
Said that the father and son
Connors.
father and son face up to 1 year in prison as well as a maximum fine of $5,000.
Really? Now, why though? Why?
Because side things and stuff.
No, but again,
in order to travel to Hawaii, visitors must self-quarantine for 10 days.
Okay.
Travelers may obtain an exemption for the quarantine after being fully vaccinated, then upload their vaccination record documents to safe travel websites, or provide a hard copy of their COVID-19 vaccination card when arriving to Hawaii.
Okay.
Since the quarantine and safe travel rules, not laws, rules,
not the same thing,
were instituted in 2020, the Attorney General's office created a task force to catch anyone who violated those orders. Quote, part of the task force, our job, is to investigate community complaints that come in about what's going on with visitors that may or may not be cooperating.
But it's not a law.
Prior to Sunday, there were many hours put into the investigation that culminated on Sunday, and where we are even today, at this point. That's what it is. There are multiple investigations that are that we have and are continuing to do. This is the first one that culminates in the arrest, such as we have. But why does he keep on doing that?
Because he's trying to sound more important than what it is. He's trying to make it a bigger deal than what it really is.
He's trying to make himself sound important, and it's just making him sound stupid and making it so I can't read what he's said because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But that's not to say there aren't more to follow.
Again, I don't understand how you can actually justify an arrest.
You can't, because there's no reason to arrest them. You can send them back home. That you can do.
Yeah, I don't see how you can
send
arrest
them back home.
them.
You could say, no, you got to go back home.
Yeah.
Or you have to stay in quarantine. I'm sorry, this doesn't work. You have to stay in quarantine for 10 days.
They're trying to put it under the emergency quarantine rules. Again, it's their rules. They're not
the rules. They're not laws.
And if you're going to turn around and
if you're going to make fake
how can
laws,
you have an emergency?
If you're going to make a fake law, for a fake emergency, then I'm going to make up a fake report to give to your fake law.
The thing about it is it's not it's been almost 2 years. We're getting ready to roll into.
It's not an emergency anymore.
Yeah, emergency has long been gone.
This is why there shouldn't be an emergency use of the COVID vaccine anymore. This is why you don't give this sort of power to the government.
Yeah. I still don't quite see how they can get a fine and have jail time
for not breaking any laws.
For not breaking a law. You can't say, well, it's an emergency quarantine rule. It's not the same as a law.
That's not a law. They didn't break any laws.
Yeah.
There are no laws against what they did. In fact, as long as they can prove that they don't have the virus, you really shouldn't be able to touch them in the first place.
Yeah, there's nothing there that you should be able to get. Now, if you
want to say everybody that comes into the state of Hawaii, the islands of Hawaii, have to go and get tested for COVID so that they aren't and if they get tested and they're positive, then they have to be quarantined for 10 days. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But if you're telling us that they can be arrested for a year,
yeah,
and fined $5,000 for coming to your island, because when giving you a card and you sent them back home anyway. You sent them back to California to get tested.
Yeah. Only to come back and do it. Like, it doesn't, none of this makes sense. And I'm still kind of hung up on the fact, because they said that when they landed, somebody there, a tourist, told on him, basically.
The only way that could have happened is those guys were talking back and forth.
And that doesn't sound like it would make it.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. I mean,
why, unless you literally are just that dumb?
It is possible to be that dumb.
Why would you be talking about it on the flight over?
Yeah, I don't. And what does that say about the person tattling? Like, we literally are in that point now where, I've heard they have fake IDs. One, like I said, you don't talk about it. So I don't know if you're that dumb, but whatever.
But you are, apparently.
Clearly. Allegedly. I it's fascinating that we're at this point. The world is going to hell so bad, and do we even have a chance to get a hold of the reins and stop this?
I don't know. It's probably we're
ship
running
has
out
probably
of time.
sailed.
Running out of time to catch those reins.
I know. The Texas Tribune is forced to issue a major correction this week.
Oh no!
After the news outlet vastly overstated the number of children recently hospitalized due to COVID-19 in the state.
No.
Yeah. The Tribune, in an article published Thursday, reported that children and the Children's Hospital in Texas were, quote, under siege from the coronavirus Delta variant and an unseasonable outbreak of respiratory syncytial. That's the best. I'm going to do it right now. It's another virus, another respiratory virus, a contagious virus that can sometimes require hospitalization among children. So suddenly, this is another
virus.
Yeah.
So another respiratory virus.
Yeah,
so
weird.
a secondary respiratory virus.
It's convenient. Any excuse to have anybody there. Quote, more children are being treated in Texas hospitals for COVID-19 than ever before.
Than the biggest spike that we had? Really? Are you sure?
According to the outlet. And they're talking about children, because remember, it's all about the children.
children.
You've got to save the
Because
children.
it's children.
The outlet stated, quote, noting that the Delta variant is perceived to be more contagious for unvaccinated children, adding that the RSV, despite being normally dormant last year, is now running rampant again due to relaxed public health measures.
Of course.
To bolster its claims, the outlet stated, quote, that over 5,800 children in Texas were newly hospitalized with COVID in a 7-day period ending in August 8th.
Wait.
Huh?
In a 7-day period.
In a week. Almost
6,000 children.
kids were hospitalized
Blow it out your ass.
with COVID-19.
Come on.
An incredibly alarming figure indeed, if it was true.
But it's not.
But it's not. In fact, 5,800 is the number of children hospitalized with COVID since the start of the fake-demic.
The very beginning.
The very beginning.
A year
going
and a half
back
ago.
to
A year and a half ago.
What, they start counting in what, January, February?
That's when they start counting.
Yeah.
I start
In
counting
December and November.
No, I start counting in November because
Yeah.
that's when it actually started.
Yeah. So 6,000 people in almost 2 years. While the original
6,000 children.
Yeah, children.
Let's
Yeah,
make
so we can make it clear.
6,000
It's
children in 2 years.
In 2 years. In 2 years. I'm not good with the math.
And that's hospitalized. That's not people that are
That's not
actually
death.
That's hospitalized. And it's really not even hospitalized. It's people that showed up at the hospital.
Yeah, those are people who made the mistake of saying, "Hey, we got it," and they found out the kid had it, and then they put him in hospital.
Right. Instead of just like...
Because that's what happens, by the way.
Yeah.
If
They're
they,
like,
he has the COVID, we got to send you to the hospital. Because the claims look better that way, because then
Right.
you're having people show up into the hospital.
right, and staying there for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Makes them a lot of money.
While the original claim is likely made without malice or ill intent.
No, it's not. It was made with complete ill intent.
Yeah, well, at least misdirection.
If it was... Well, it's the Tribune, right?
Yeah.
Funny enough, I've seen that paper a couple times pop
I
up
have
in
to.
more leftist sides
I
of
have to.
things.
Well, it's the Tribune.
It's the Tribune.
It's out of Austin, I believe.
Yeah.
I think. I could be wrong.
I
think
don't
it's
know
out of
where
Austin.
it's from, but I do know that the Texas Tribune, it's been shown up. Like when people quote stuff from Texas normally, and they're on the left, they quote that.
I know. The mistake itself, though, was absolutely egregious. The Houston Chronicle reported Thursday that roughly 40 kids per day were hospitalized since the start of August, which means that in actuality, the number is likely closer to 280 kids have been hospitalized, less than 5% of the figure quoted by the Tribune. What's even weirder is that the Tribune, upon noticing the mistake, didn't correct the figure in accordance with the same time frame, August 1st to the 8th. Rather, it changed the time frame to July 1st to August 8th.
It's still not right.
And it seems as if the outlet was embarrassed on how small the updated figure would be in comparison.
It's still not right though.
Yeah. It's not even close.
Like they updated the time frame, but they didn't actually update the time frame.
Yeah. And here's where it goes. So they responded, we paraphrasing the Tribune's correction. Quote, we reported 5,800 in 1 week. It was actually 783 in 6 weeks.
That's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
That is literally life and death for people.
Yeah. I'm trying to do the math in my head right now, and it's
It's a lot. Let's put it that way.
well, but I'm talking about in the 6 weeks. Like, what is that an average per day?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's like
it's nothing. So 6
20
weeks.
people or some junk like that
Yeah, because you look. No, not even. Not
in
even.
the entire state of Texas is
Not
what I'm
even.
trying to say.
Not even 20 people.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's that little. It's double digits in the entire state of Texas a day. How many people are going into the hospital for more than that if they would actually pay attention to more than that?
Right.
The story came against a backdrop of the fear-mongering from the Delta variant. In recent weeks, public health experts and mainstream media outlets have pushed the narrative that the new variant is more dangerous for children than the original coronavirus strain, which is kind of funny that it would mutate and do all this stuff during the summer. Weird. But very little evidence is offered.
Right before school started, too.
I
Isn't that
know.
crazy?
Isn't that
It all
weird?
changed up right before school,
Yeah.
in the peak of summer.
The Tribune even notes in its article, the quote, that is unclear if children are becoming sicker from it or from the variants of COVID-19. So they don't even know.
They're not.
They have no...
The point is, they're not.
No, they're not. But the fact that they have the balls to actually admit that they don't know what the hell's going on, they're just writing stuff down.
reporting. We're just reporting numbers.
I don't get it. It sounds good. We'll just go this route and do it this way. So there. Oblivion flickering over on Twitter, the Tribune knows that many more people will see the original exaggerations of children hospitalized than will ever see the retraction. That's true too, because the incorrection or the however you want to call it, the exaggeration is another good one. That's probably the best way to do it.
Probably, yeah. It's not only an exaggeration.
It's going to be plastered everywhere.
Utterly wrong.
Yeah, it's not even a little bit right.
It
Can't
is
even come
utterly
close
wrong.
to a
It
little
is.
bit right.
It is such a misinformation
Yeah.
that is going to be
It's blatant.
It's going to be plastered everywhere, and they're gonna. Oh, we walked it back. We did. They don't care about walking it back. Nobody reports the walk back.
Nope.
They report the very first one that gets sent out. They don't report the walk back. Nobody cares
nobody
if
does-
you walk back something.
Because nobody does their own homework.
Right. They report the very first thing you throw up there, especially if it's really big and it's huge and it makes people really upset. They throw that out first.
Yep.
That's where they go because it makes sense.
Because it's easier that way.
Right. They don't have to think about it.
Because nowadays, I mean, like I said, people have the attention span of a goldfish.
Right.
They don't pay attention. They don't care.
Speaking of people that don't care, finally, Democratic Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott.
Great.
He left absolutely no doubt who he blames for the spike of the COVID-19 cases in his city, and subsequent resuming of mask mandates.
Okay.
He said, and I quote, "For anyone that's frustrated about wearing a mask and you're not vaccinated, then look in the mirror. It's your fault that we're going back to having to wear masks indoors and an indoor mask mandate. Make sure that folks get vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, shut up and don't complain."
I don't understand the logic. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you get vaccinated, you get the jab.
Yeah.
Okay? And I don't. Why does it affect you? Why are you wearing a mask?
So, just so you know,
Like, why? I don't understand. It's supposed to
they're
protect
initiating-
you. It's supposed to
Yeah.
save you. So,
they're initiating the change over this.
okay.
Cases per 100,000 over the last 7 days. 7 per 100,000.
7 cases. 7.
7 new cases of COVID over the last 7 days per 100,000. So that's 1 per 100,000
per
a day.
Wow. So
Cases, not deaths, cases.
that's nothing.
The latest 7-day average,
Hmm.
42 people.
How? Hold on. I guess you would have to know how
It's
what the.
how many the
I have to know what the population
They're saying
is.
that the population is huge. So that's
Clearly.
what they're saying. Huge.
It's because they're counting more than just Baltimore. They're counting.
Remember-
they're counting
yeah.
Silver Springs
The
too. You
whole
know they
thing, yeah.
are.
They're counting everything in Maryland. So they're counting all of Maryland. They're doing the whole state basically, but they're not. They are, but they aren't. So then you say percentage of change over 4 weeks, and it's a percentage of change.
Yeah.
Okay, this doesn't actually represent much of anything. Okay, and the reason why it doesn't represent much of anything is because the percentage of change is 749%. That means it's literally they had 0 cases, and then they have this.
Yeah.
They had 0, and then they had a couple of cases.
Just so we're clear, the percentage of change column, section, whatever, is only for added effect.
Right.
Like you said, it means nothing. It's a bigger number, and You go from having no cases in 1 week to having 7 the next week. It's going to jump 700%.
And technically, it shouldn't because
But I'm saying,
multiplying anything by 0 is
I know. But they're going to count it. It's going to look bigger.
Yeah.
And it's going to be scarier. That's all it is.
And the number of deaths is down by 83%.
That's fantastic.
Over the 4 week earlier. So they jumped 749% in cases, but they're dropping in deaths, which means it doesn't make any sense. They shouldn't be doing it. They shouldn't be worrying about it at all because average of deaths was 0. The average of deaths per 100,000 was 0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And it literally is this right there in front of their face.
Yeah, it's right there in their face. They don't have to.
But they're
No, not at all.
It's all scare tactics,
yeah,
man.
scare.
Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
They don't try to scare you to anything.
They don't. It's no pressure buying. Historically great coffee, guaranteed to make you swallow every single time you put it into your mouth. Check them out, AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Don't forget to go to the Mojo50.com.
Yes.
It's a great website where you can find all of the rest of the Mojo50 crew.
Yep.
You can also check them out on the iHeartRadio at Mojo50 Radio in the iHearts. Check that, click that button, get 24-hour talk radio.
Yep. Go to our website, DOAShow.com. Follow us on all social medias at DOA Show. Guys, have a great weekend. Be safe. We'll see y'all Monday.
Later.